Well, hello everyone, and welcome to VolunteerFest 2020. My name is Brad Creighton, and I'm responsible for community engagement and events at Volunteer Fox Cities. And we are just so glad that you are watching this, either live or in the recorded version. Thank you for taking the time to hear about Community Benefit Tree and the wonderful work that they do to help others in our community. If you are watching this on the recorded version, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to Heidi, and I know she will get back to you as soon as possible. And with that, I am excited to introduce Heidi from Community Benefit Tree.
Well, thank you for having me and having this opportunity to be able to share what Community Benefit Tree does and how people can make a difference in their community. So Community Benefit Tree is an organization, a nonprofit organization that assists families that are struggling financially because of their medical situation. It is any type of medical situation. It is any age. It is anybody that is struggling financially because of it. And we are able to provide assistance to them. We help them with fundraising. We help them financially. We help them with education, resources, and emotional support. So it's really being that holistic support for that family. We always say that you have your doctor to help you with your medical needs, and we help you with your financial needs. So we want to make sure that no family has to struggle with not getting treatment or basic needs or medicine because of their inability to pay, or their inability to have that income. So we really help support that family, and we work with our families on average 2 to 5 years. An average family usually needs around $30,000 to be financially sustainable, and we work with them until they are financially sustainable in the medical sense. So if they are going through a medical situation, they have bills because of that medical situation, we will help them through it. Now, if they have a need that they have a hard time trying to keep with budgeting thereafter, we send them on for other resources and other organizations that help them with that. Our organization really focuses on the medical. So one of the things that we have been doing that is new with everything going on with COVID is we have been assisting families that are struggling financially due to COVID, if they were let go, if they're unemployed or self-employed, and they have not received any or don't qualify for any unemployment assistance. So we've been helping families with rent, utilities, groceries, gas, things like that, to help them through this time until they get back to, whether it's getting back to their employment or finding employment during this time. So COVID is a medical crisis, and it fits our mission, and these families have been impacted by the medical crisis. So we always say it's more than just one person that goes through that medical situation, it's the whole entire family that goes through it. So, not everybody has COVID, but everybody is affected by it, and it's not something that's just in our community. It's not even something nationally, it's something globally that's happening to everybody. So we are, being there and supporting our community at this time. So, because we do a lot of fundraising, that's what Community Benefit Tree, one of our main programs that we do is when we sit down with the family and try to figure out their financial situation, we look at their financial picture and figure out what their deficit is, what their debt is, and help them raise that money, or sometimes we help them apply or receive that money from us so they can be financially sustainable. And during this time, we have not been, right now we are not able to do fundraising. So we are learning how to do virtual fundraising. So, and being able to help those families do virtual fundraisers. So that has been exciting and interesting at the same time. So, so it's been a whirlwind, and we're digging in and being able to be that support system for the community and helping them out. It's an exciting time in giving back. You know, you always have to find the positives in every situation. So in this, it's a great time for people to give back. So it's really great that you're watching this and listening to this, because this is a really good time to really give back to people that could use your assistance. And there's such a need. There is such a need right now of needing help and needing volunteers. So with that, I'm gonna share our volunteer video, and then I'll talk about our volunteer opportunities, and I'll talk about our COVID-19 volunteer opportunities that you can do at home, that are safe for you to do at home. So, are we able to? Am I able to share now my screen?
Make sure when you hit share, just make sure there should be a little box to make sure you check to share your computer sound
Okay.
so we can hear the video too.
All right. Let me know if you can't hear the video. So
Will do.
I'll make this a little bit bigger, and I'm going to start it.
My name is Jill Ratzenberg. I've been with Community Benefit Trees since, I believe, 2013.
I'm Christine Beltran, and I've been volunteering with Community Benefit Tree for about 5 years.
About 3 years now.
Over 3 years.
10 years.
16 years.
There are people in medical crisis that do need assistance in some manner, way, shape, or form. And it's just very gratifying. I feel my life has been so blessed, and just wanting to help others and doing that through a group like this.
My mother passed away when I was younger, and if it wasn't for all the people in our community, the church, her work, coming out to support us, I don't know how we would have made it through. So my volunteering was always kind of my way to get to pay it back to whoever might need it.
And I just really liked Community Benefit Tree's whole community, their culture, and I wanted to be a part of it.
The amount of compassion they have as a family and an organization to help others, and the way they were there step by step training us to really have a successful benefit was unbelievable to me. And I just knew that this was something I definitely wanted to be part of, to help other families be successful as well in their time of trial.
I'm volunteering for my sister-in-law's benefit. It's been an interesting experience, actually. I didn't realize how much went into an event like this, and Community Benefit Tree has been very helpful in organizing and educating us and guiding us.
It's so good to be in the giving part of it instead of the receiving part, and just to see them be so appreciative.
And they don't know what words to say to thank you for helping out.
You really feel like you're making a difference.
Yes.
What they do stays here in the community. It's not like a bigger organization where you're not sure what's happening to the funds or whatever. Instead, it's helping here people locally.
Volunteering for the Community Benefit Tree will give you a sense of satisfaction that you're not only helping the Community Benefit Tree, but you are helping an endless amount of people down the road that will benefit from the funds that are raised in those events and the celebration of life events that are hosted by Community Benefit Tree.
I love volunteering because they let me volunteer when it's convenient for me.
You can get involved with some of the smaller activities first, helping out at an event, running one of the tables, helping out the golf events, things like that. See if it's the right fit for you, see if the mission is the right fit for you, and then you can keep jumping in as much as you want.
There's always food and music and raffles and great people, and generally everybody's in like super good mood, so it's like being at Disney, but you're helping somebody in your community get through a medical crisis.
They need people from offices, people with just, well, definitely for the benefits to help out with that. A lot of families try to get volunteers, but they always fall a little bit short. So we always need volunteers for benefits. Also, the storage center is huge to help unload the trailer, help organize the storage center, the leg celebration, the medical monopoly, and the Larry golf outing. Any little thing. There's so many things we can do in those events to help out with. All you have to do is just go to the website and or contact them, and they'll let you know what they need.
Come volunteer. Come volunteer.
Come volunteer.
Come volunteer.
Come volunteer, please.
So we have amazing volunteers that help us and support us. And like I said, it takes a community to come together to really support a nonprofit and being able to support the community. So our volunteers are the heart of our organization. And there is, like I said, there's different ways that you can participate and you can volunteer. When we can have events again, we definitely need event workers. And with event workers, the nice thing about it is you can have, you know, if you have a 5-year-old that's, you know, wanting to volunteer to, you know, up to whatever, volunteering as a family for those events is huge. I mean, when I started the organization, my kids were little. You know, they're 5, 7, and 9. So they came with me everywhere, you know, when we did the events and helped out and made that difference in the community. So being an event worker, you know, come as a family, work at the event as a family. Like I said, I always believe that it's really great to raise up a child and show them, you know, how to give back. So, you know, that is one great way of doing that is helping out that way. They also talk about, we have a warehouse, as I mentioned, we help plan benefits. We call them celebration of support events because they celebrate that person's life and that family support. So we call it a celebration of support. But with that, we give the teams that are planning it, the family and the friends that are planning the event, we give them supplies to be able to put that on. So that's anywhere from raffle tickets to plates to napkins, to kids game prizes, to equipment. So tents, tables, chairs, kids games, I mean, you name it. Anything that takes to, you know, equipment to supplies, we have that for them. So we have a warehouse that is full of that stuff that we need people over there helping with. Part of that, when we look at, you know, how to do things safely, we are looking right now for people to help with, we need stuff spray painted, we need stuff painted, we need stuff fixed. So if that's up your alley, you can take that item, we'll give you the paint and all that stuff, and you can take it home, do it, and then just bring it back. So we're totally okay with that. So that's kind of a safe thing to do at home. When I talked about the events themselves, we are looking at doing a lot more virtual type of fundraising for them. And I'm still in the process of learning that myself. So we are looking for somebody that really would like to help us with that virtual technology part of it, and making sure that we're doing these the best we can for the family. Since we can't do it live, how do we really do it virtually? So somebody that likes to do that, that kind of thing, we are looking for assistance and help on that. And again, that's something you can do from your home. You can research, and we can Zoom chat and talk about that and how we do that. So that's another thing that would be great. We also help the family. When I talked about, we help the family with the financial piece. When we meet with the family for the first time, we sit down and we go through their whole financial picture. And when we do that and we hear their story and we hear their struggle, it helps us to learn how much financially they need to survive, but it also tells us that, okay, they need other resources. So, you know, we helped a family just recently that the husband was off of work because of back injury. But as we're talking to them, we're realizing their utility bill was astronomical. Well, their furnace was out. They needed windows, new doors, you know, connecting with Rebuilding Together. Being able to fill out that application for them and helping them connect with that. So we were able to connect with them on that. So we are looking for volunteers that are willing to be researchers. We're often looking for what's in the community, what connections can we be able to help the families with. So other nonprofits, organizations, things that are available for the family to be able to support them. So we need people to research. Again, comfort of your own home, getting online and starting to do some searching for us. So, so that's something that we're looking for. And then social media, also helping us with posting of social media, whether it's graphic design, helping with the pictures, things like that, and posting. That's always key for us. Or if you're even good at putting newsletters together, again, comfort of your own home, and we can work through virtually, stuff like that. So it's that if you're looking for that safety thing. So those are some things right now that you can be able to help out with. Oh, family coordinator. Is a new volunteer position, is our volunteer family coordinators. And what they do is they sit down, I should say actually now Zoom, they Zoom with the family and go through their financial situation. They help them with the resources and that emotional support. If that's something that you like to do, that would be perfect for you to do. That is something that we train them. You have to go through a whole training series in order to know more about how to work with the families on the family coordinator. So there's training involved with that. But again, that's something you can do at your home, and you can directly work with the families. But we need to make sure, again, there are some qualifications that we want to see with a family coordinator, that you have some financial background, be able to help the families with as well. So we still have our office volunteers come in and help us with some office stuff, whether it's answering phones, whether it's doing data entry, some things that we necessarily can't have you do at home, privacy reasons. And then, or copying or mailings, things like that. We have office volunteers that come in and help us with that kind of stuff. And then, apologies, I'm trying to think if there's something else I missed on here. Well, there's a lot of different opportunities that we do have, but I kind of wanted to share with you right now. I know the big concern right now is safety, and with everything going on. So those are some of the key things that you can do right from home. And being able to help.
It kind of sounds to me like, if someone truly believes in you guys and what you're doing, and they want to be involved, you're going to find a place for them, right?
Pretty much. Well, usually the volunteers always said that I'm really good, that if you ask me if there's something that I need anything done, I always find something for somebody to do. Depending on whatever your talent is, there's always usually, some way that you can be able to help us support those families. So yes.
Just reassuring you, it doesn't have to be someone knows event or anything that you volunteer if you're doing event volunteering, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's always one thing that we always stress, really, is to let people know that if they don't, you don't have to know the person that the benefit's for, that the fundraiser is for, to support them. Just knowing that you're helping somebody locally that's in need. So, definitely.
Excellent. Can I put you on the spot really quickly?
Sure.
If you have one, I would love to hear a story of some kind that maybe you heard from a volunteer for something. We heard great ones in the video, but maybe something different firsthand that you've heard, just of a way that a volunteer was changed or reassured or what's the word I'm looking for? Reaffirmed their volunteering for you, why they're doing it. Just a success story or something.
So you're asking me to say one, or?
Yeah, if you have one, we'd love to hear it. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'd like to tell everybody to check out our YouTube channel. If I can quick share one more time my screen, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
I'm gonna go back to
Who doesn't love watching YouTube videos?
Yeah. Okay, I made this. Hang on, let's see if I did this right. Sorry, I'm trying to make it smaller.
That's all right.
I can't find the button on my screen. Okay, I think I
You
need
think by now we'd have this all figured out, but
I think I should have made it smaller before I shared the screen, because now I just, let's see. Okay, there we go. Oh, let's do that. I'm gonna go up here, and if you go to our YouTube channel, oops, I'm gonna move over here. Check out all of our videos that we have. These are live events that we did in August. So what takes place at the event, and then there's the stories of the families right here telling their stories and their struggles that they're going through. So there's always some really great videos out here if you really want to hear personally what the family has gone through, and some of our volunteers. One of those, and I'll stop sharing right now, but one of those aha moments was I never realized all that you guys do as an organization just for the event until I helped out in the background. And it was somebody that we helped them plan the fundraiser, and that they got what we did there, but they didn't realize all the stuff that Community Benefit Tree did behind the scenes until they started volunteering. And they're like, wow.
Yeah.
I did not realize, you guys, that this was taken care of. I just, never thought about it. It was just taken care of. And then now that I'm behind the scenes, and I realize all the support that you do, because I mean, it's helping them, educating them how to fundraise, how, family that might not have ever fundraised, or their supporters, how to fundraise, and how to fundraise for benefit is different than when a nonprofit fundraises. So yeah, so that was kind of one of those aha moments.
That's great. And I have to imagine that, with you mentioned how I think it's fantastic that you're doing helping people who are just affected with their jobs because of COVID, whether or not they've had COVID. But I have to imagine that the need is only going to continue to rise as the COVID bills for those who have been hospitalized or even had extended medical care because of COVID. Those bills are going to start hitting at some point, and the need's just going to continue.
It's funny that you say that, because when we first started the COVID-19 Cure from Despair Fund, we started that back in May. We had a lot of calls were because they were laid off, let go, or self-employed, and they needed help with rent. But a lot of people during that time in summer were too afraid or during that time, too afraid, or their surgeries were extended out. Or they didn't go into the hospital and get taken care of. And now that they're able to do that, we're starting to get those calls of people that, have gotten COVID, and the medical bills, and or their elective surgery happened, but now they're realizing how much that costed and they can't afford it, and all that stuff is now starting to come back of the people that are directly affected medically, whether it's COVID directly affected, or whether it's directly affected by their medical condition. It was like everything kind of was at a standstill on that part for our organization, and we were, like I said, we were really busy just helping people, and we still are. We're still getting lots of calls, 20 to 30 calls a day that people struggling because of it. But now it's gotten to be where they're coming back around, and more so on the medical side of it, directly affected by medical than indirectly. Yeah.
Well, man, are we so grateful that you're in our community to be able to provide that resource. I know that there's not a lot of agencies like yours that you know of, are there?
There is actually no nonprofit organization nationwide that does exactly what we do as an organization. So,
well, then we're glad
we
we've
are
got you.
unique.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
good.
when we started this 16 years ago, we looked to see if there was anybody doing what we wanted to do, and we did our research, and there wasn't. And even today, there's nobody that does exactly what we do. So, yeah.
Wow. So for some of your more in-person or really any of your volunteer opportunities there, do you have age requirements where people need to be of a certain age to either be with a parent or guardian and they can volunteer, or even without a guardian or parent there?
Yeah. So for the most part, you have to be 14 years or older without a guardian at pretty much any of our volunteer opportunities. But like I mentioned, we do have volunteer opportunities as a family. So whether it, when we have events again, live events again, coming to those events for the family, that's always a great time to volunteer as a family. So I know families are often looking at, like, we want to volunteer together. How can we do that? That's a perfect opportunity for them. Right now, a perfect opportunity for them to help out as a family would maybe is to take those items that we need help with painting, things like that, and paint them together. So,
Yeah.
that could be a great opportunity as a family to help out. So,
yeah, that's great. And
yeah.
especially, you had mentioned it earlier, the earlier we can get people volunteering and realizing that no matter what they can give back, I think the better, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So.
I mean, even, they often look for volunteer opportunities now. I mean, if they're even giving back, sometimes families are looking at, like, okay, we always give to a family. If they would go to our website, scroll down, you'll see all the families we are currently helping. You can read their stories, you can listen to their videos, and you can help that family financially donate, or even contact us, because there are some families that are looking for, maybe help with Christmas gifts or groceries. We don't advertise it on our pages, but give us a call and we'll be able to connect you to a family as well.
Which is great, because maybe someone's seeing this that is not necessarily comfortable volunteering right now, and that's totally fine, but this is still a way that they can contribute to you guys and your mission and help out. So that's fantastic.
Yes.
So one more time here before we wrap up, can you give us, if someone wants more information or wants to volunteer in some way, can you give us one more time your contact or what they should do to sign up to do that?
Sure. Go to communitybenefittree.org, and you can click on the volunteer button and you can see all of our volunteer opportunities, or go to the volunteer centers, Fox Valley Volunteer, and be able to look at our volunteer opportunities as well. You can email us at info@communitybenefittree.org, or you can call us at 920-422-1919. And we would love to hear from you. Like I said, there's opportunities that you can do at the comfort of your own, safe comfort of your own home, to be able to help out families that are really struggling during this time due to their medical situation.
Excellent. And if you didn't get that contact information down, we do have it on our one-stop shop as well. So you can see Community Benefit Tree's contact information and volunteer information, as well as every other agency participating in VolunteerFest this year. Heidi, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much for doing what you do and filling that need in our community. And if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, and I don't know how it wouldn't have, but if it spoke to you and you think that this is a good fit for you, don't hesitate to reach out to Heidi. I know that they can definitely use you and what you can give back. So on behalf of Volunteer Fox Cities, thank you for participating in VolunteerFest 2020.